Good afternoon for those that have joined me just a little bit early. I am going to let a few folks join in before we actually get started, but I want to welcome those who've already jumped in to our Wednesday webinar. Obviously, the topic today is why choose ABS as your medical billing partner. So we're going to hop into this in just a few minutes. So let's let every few more folks get in here. For those that are here, hope you're doing well this afternoon. If you can believe it, folks, we're already through the middle part of April. 2 more weeks will be in May. So if you don't think this year's flying by, just remember it seemed just like a few weeks ago we just started the new year, and boy, here we are already middle part of April. So it's good to see Becky on here, and good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Brian, good to see you. Roberto, good to see you. Got some other folks just about to join in here this afternoon. So if you've been joining us in some of our past webinars, you know that we've kind of shortened our webinars a little bit to 30 minutes for the topic. At the bottom of the hour, I'm going to take some of your questions as we kind of go through this. So if you'll want to reserve your questions more towards the end, that'll be just fine. And then I'll stay on as long as we need to, because what we try to like to do is make this at least short enough for those that are going to be watching it later on the YouTube channel, that it's not a full hour. It's a little bit shortened. It's a little bit more condensed with the topics, and so we've got a lot of information to cover here. Got some more folks calling in. Alejandro, see Solomon, good to see you. There is a caller, so I don't know what their name is, but that's okay. Dan just joined us here. So we're going to get started here. So we've got enough folks here to kind of get started. Again, my name is Eric Auger. I'll be your host this afternoon. The topic of discussion is why choose ABS as your medical billing partner. Well, I'm going to share some of this with you and what you can expect from us. But let's do a little bit of quick housekeeping, because like I said, we're going to try to keep this as close to 30 minutes on the topic as possible. So hopefully everybody's hearing me okay. If you got any issues, feel free to click on that Q&A box and just let me know that either yes, you can hear me, no, you can't hear me. But more importantly, just kind of share where you're from this afternoon. If you're in the East Coast, West Coast, middle part of the United States. We've had some folks from overseas at times. So I like to kind of see where everybody's calling in. So just type in there in that Q&A box. Just let me know where you are calling in. Again, my name is Eric Auger. I will be your host this afternoon, so I look forward to visiting with you. Most of you know that ABS has been around for 30 years. That's one of the reasons why you should choose ABS as your medical billing partner. But a little bit of history. If you didn't get a chance last week, I got to interview Patrick Phillips. So this is Patrick and Linda when they were quite younger, even younger than I am right now. So this is when Adam was just a young fella, and Sarah there, his sister. And as you kind of see the progression here through all of this, Patrick and Linda have since retired from the business, still behind the scenes to some degree, but he has turned all operations and the CEO role over to Adam Phillips. And some of you may be even talking to Adam. So it's you've got a great coach there kind of coaching you through everything. Adam's written several articles, and again, we're still waiting for the article on artificial intelligence and medical billing to come out, which is an article that Adam wrote. So we look forward to having that come through pretty soon, because that's going to be very helpful for everybody. And so as we kind of look through this in the next few weeks, hopefully it'll be launching there. And then what I'd like to do is get Adam on here, and we're going to actually do an interview. But he's also the founder of an organization called MIRMA, which is the Medical Revenue Management Association of America. It is this group that will actually provide you with your certification as a certified medical revenue manager. So as soon as you complete our training here, you get certified as a certified medical revenue manager. I thought I would jump right on over here, because one of the things that I want to start off with right off the bat is that ABS is here today and will be here tomorrow. A lot of people have asked, obviously, about this whole thing about artificial intelligence, and is it going to kind of wipe away, a need for a real human medical biller? We truly believe that it's only a tool to even become a better medical biller, because it truly is a sense of need there to have the actually the tool of artificial intelligence is actually going to be a good thing for us as medical billers. So you're going to find out that that's going to be helpful. But also, if you'll see here in that kind of an iPad looking thing there in the middle there, there is a document called Our 5 Secrets to Medical Billing Success. Now, I'd like for you to go get that. Where you can get that is go back to our website, and up at the top of the website there is a little button there. You can click on it. It's going to come in to where it's going to ask you for your first name, last name, and your email. Fill all that out. It's going to be about a 15 to 20 page document. What's good about that there is that there's some case studies in that document. So you're going to want to get that. All right, let's talk about why choose ABS as your medical billing partner. Well, the first thing I want to address is, first of all, why would a doctor even want to use you? Don't most medical doctors do their own billing? Well, yes, they do, and no, they don't. But let's do a comparison real quickly. I've got in my next slide here a brief little overview of what a typical office might look like. And obviously a typical office might see a minimum of about 100 claims per week. And let's say that each one of those claims is worth $150. So even if it was lower than that, a whole lot of doctors are going to see more than 100 claims per week. Okay. I'm actually going to kind of take you down and show you a little bit about that here in a moment. But let's say that they've hired a medical biller at $22 an hour. And usually there's always an additional person that's always helping out with that. So we've kind of rounded out, if they just got just a biller that they're paying for staff is about $68,000. So that's just what you would call it, be considered to be an FTE, a full-time employee. So just think of it, anywhere from $60 to $68,000 just in a human resource to do medical billing. Then you get your payroll taxes, you got all the other costs that kind of go with that. And even if you get down to even if you eliminated some of that stuff there in the middle, this is the typical what happens within an office. But if you get down to the last parts of it, even with the hardware, software, and IT support, because I'm also going to tell you here, every doctor is paying for their own medical billing platform. There's going to be some platforms that are very similar to our iClaim platform. And I'm going to talk with you a little bit about that here in a moment. But every doctor is using some type of medical billing platform that they are using and that they're paying for. Even if they're especially if they're doing it in-house, I promise you, they're paying for their own hardware and software and IT support. So a total practice could cost as high as $95,000. However, if they outsource it, so if you're thinking like a business person here, why would a doctor outsource to you? Because for those same amount of claims, it would only cost the doctor $54,000 to get those same amount of claims processed. And folks, like I said, even if you eliminate everything else in there, payroll taxes, workers' comp, software costs, and all of that, you can still see that it could still save the doctor $14,000 just eliminating a human resource just to do it within their office. Now, some of you might even think about, gosh, well, what if I take somebody's job away? Well, you're not going to end up taking anybody's job away, because those people could be and should be used for other tasks within that office. So not only are we asking the question, why choose ABS as your medical billing partner? Well, this is one of them, because you can clearly see why even a doctor would use you in the first place. So just before we get started in some of the other parts of why choose ABS, thought I'd just take this moment, since we're right here in the middle of, what kind of money can you make? Let's talk about that. Well, I used a very low number in that chart, 100 claims But folks, a doctor's going to see at least about 125 claims, because if you can see this, if they're seeing 20, that would be saying that they were seeing only 20 patients a day. Most doctors on average are going to see at least 25 a day. Matter of fact, just yesterday, I had to take my wife to the doctor, to the cardiologist, just as a checkup. And I'm telling you, folks, and obviously there's more than one doctor within that clinic. The doctor that was seeing my wife, he's seeing 35 to 40 patients a day. So this is nothing new. And we're trying to keep the numbers where they're at least reasonable. So a doctor's going to see about 25 patients a day. All right. So if they're seeing those 25 patients a day, that means that each reimbursement to that doctor is going to be about $150, because the way we average that is there are going to be some people that are cash pays, and that's going to be basically what they're paying, maybe a little bit more. But then the insurances will always reimburse a doctor anywhere from 100 to 175. So somewhere about $150 per patient is pretty much right where it needs to be. So if you took 150 per patient in reimbursements times 25, that doctor is expecting to go into their pockets or their bank. They need about $3,700, $3,750 to kind of survive, because they've got payroll, they've got rent, they've got everything else that they're paying for. So when Dr. Vicki Rackner, who is one of our partners here at ABS, wrote the book, The Myth of the Rich Doctor, it truly is a myth. But let's just kind of stick with the numbers, because these numbers are more for you than they are really for the doctor. So if you've got $3,750 a day and you're taking the average reimbursement or the average percentage of what you would charge a doctor per day, that's about 7%. So we're going to take 7% of $3,750 per day, and your average earnings per day, now this is with one doctor, is $262.50 a day. Now, folks, that's not too bad. I mean, let's just kind of, I'm pulling out my calculator right now. So let's say $262.50 per day divided by 8. Well, that's $32 an hour. So you can see that just with one doctor, that's not a bad income so far. And it really should only take you about 90 minutes a day, about 90 minutes a day to do the billing for one doctor. Okay, so kind of let that sink in. So if you've got 262 average a day, 260, let's just round it to 262. We're leaving 50 cents out. Divided by 8 hours a day, that's $32.75 per hour. Now, obviously, if you're doing the math in your head, what if I had two doctors? Well, that means I'm making about $64, $65 an hour. So let's see what your potential earnings is going to be. So you take that all the way out. So with one doctor, you could literally be making about $68,250 per year, give or take, because some doctors are not going to be as much. Some doctors are going to be a little bit more. So you can see here, I'm trying to give you just a general average of your potential earnings of why you need to, if you're going to go into any entrepreneurial type of venture, why medical billing is very viable. Because now if we take that down to what most of our ABS business owners have, the majority, if we took them all together, because we've got some that really have some big practices, but if we crunched them all down and we said, what's the average, how many clients does, an average ABS business owner have? It's going to be anywhere from 3 to 5. So if we just took, again, the bottom number there, three doctors, I mean, they're averaging a little over $200,000 a year. So where can you find these numbers? Again, go to our website, and at the very bottom, you can go scroll all the way down, and you'll see a link there that says income calculator. So you plug those numbers in. You might say, Eric, I don't think I'm going to charge 7%. I might only charge 6%. Put 6% in there. You may say, well, the average claim amount might only be $100. Put $100 in there. I'm just giving you a somewhat of a kind of a roadmap to go look at there, and then put in how many patients you think a doctor's going to see in a month, so or in a day. put in 25, put in 30, put in 35. I know that, again, most doctors that I know, I mean, they're doing everything they can to see as many patients in a day. Kind of blowing that up a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. So just plug in those numbers. I've used the same exact numbers that I just kind of shared with you on these screens there. And you can see your yearly potential income is about $68,000. Now, again, folks, not every doctor is going to give you that potential. I think you'll find some that can give you more. I think you'll find some that'll give you less. So even if you took $10,000 to $20,000 on either side of that, you're still thinking you're going to be, even if it's $20,000 less, you're going to be right at 50,000 anyway. So you can see with just one doctor how exponentially that can bring you quite a bit there. So I want to take you through again why choose ABS as your medical billing partner. Now, again, if you'll look up in that right-hand little corner there, you'll see download our 5 secrets to success. That's where I want you to go download that document that I was mentioning to you. So whether you're watching me live or you're going to watch me a little bit later and you're watching as a recording, if you're watching as a recording, pause it now and go do that. But if later, in another 15, 20 minutes, you want to go get that document, go do that. You'll just find it right there on our website. But folks, really, what we're trying to share with you today is we all know that jobs can be a little tricky. They can be risky, but so can franchise opportunities or business opportunities can be very risky and expensive. Ours is proven. We've been in business for 30 years, and our total investment for you is right at $30,000. So if you're doing your due diligence and you're looking at business opportunities or franchise opportunities, you're going to find us to be, again, on the lower scale of all of that. And you need to find out what are you going to be getting with that. So that's what I want to kind of take you into a little tour right now is what do you do? What do you get for this particular investment? So again, if your investment here is about $30,000, you're going to get a complete comprehensive package, really everything you need. So once you've made that investment, I get a lot of questions, and I may even get some today of what else am I going to need? Well, comparison to what most people already have, obviously you're going to need maybe a computer, you're going to need a cell phone, but again, I haven't found many teenagers that don't have a computer and a cell phone at this point. So it's almost hard to even calculate that into what you might need. Now, listen, whenever I was starting as an entrepreneur, listen, I had to go buy all this stuff and support myself, and those were kind of expensive during those times, but not anymore. I think we can all agree upon that. But and then people ask, well, what more marketing pieces am I going to need outside of what ABS gives? I'm telling you, if you'll just do what we coach you and teach you on, you will find that you might not need anything else than what the complete package is here that we have for you. First of all, you're going to get over 2,000 pieces of customized marketing material. I'm going to show that here on this screen. Now, each one of these is an 8.5 by 11 flyer, and it's on glossy paper. It's not on just regular cheap, something that you're going to run through your printer or inkjet printer, or if you kind of upgraded where actually laser printers are very cost affordable at this point. But this is not that. So you don't have to sit there and run this stuff through. You're not getting a PDF of this that you're going to have to do this all on your own. Folks, what we're going to do is take each of these flyers and customize it with your contact information on it. So it's going to be your name, your business name that you choose. It's not going to be, and again, I'm going to try to crunch a lot of this in here. Some people think about, there's a lot of new entrepreneurial type of business opportunities out there that you have to kind of carry the company's name / maybe your creative name of your business. No, you're going to have, if you want to call it Green Tree Medical Billing, and that's what you wanted to call it, and that URL is available if you want to kind of find that .com. That's your name, and that's what's going to go on here, and you're going to have your own logo. We're going to show you how to find a way to get a logo created for you, less than $50 to get that done. And so But all of that information is going to go on here, including your contact information, your phone number, your email address. That gets printed on there. Again, this is not something we're going to show you how to slap on labels or anything. This is custom templates. I mean, custom flyers that will be mailed to you or shipped to you after you've made your purchase here with us here at American Business System. So you're asking why choose ABS? I'm telling you because you're getting quality marketing material. That's one of the parts of it. And then you're getting the products and services. With iClaim, our iClaim is our base medical billing practice management system. And we actually have this white labeled for you that when you go to the doctors and you're saying, hey, I've got my own medical billing platform to be able to use for you, and they ask you what it is, you can say iClaim. And the same thing with the electronic medical record system, it's EMRX. But these are solid softwares that are in the cloud. They're just white labeled for our ABS business owners for you to use. Now, we actually have 3 different models for you to be able to utilize. And the reason we've done that is it gives you a greater choice and a greater opportunity to take the doctor's information through a practice analysis and go, doctor, I think this particular system that I can use for your practice is going to be the best fit for you. Now, let's just pause here for a second and be just open and transparent. The doctors may not want to use your billing software in the beginning because remember, if a doctor, go back to that screen there that we looked at earlier about the graph, I'll go back to it so we can take a look at it together. So if we're back over here and the doctor's already spent money on their software, they may say, hey, before I utilize yours, do you mind utilizing mine? Well, that's another reason why you would want to use ABS, because we are pretty accustomed just about to every system that's out there on the market. So our support team, our support team that is basically your support team, will help you walk through that. But also getting back to iClaim, on whichever platform that you choose and you want to work with, because you're going to work with our support team to say, hey, I've got this potential doctor. I've done my practice analysis on this doctor. Can you help me figure out which of our iClaim platforms is going to be best needed for this particular doctor? And once you've worked with our support team here, again, why choose ABS? Because you're going to have a coach here working you through the entire process of helping you get that doctor on board for you. We'll even do the demonstration of the software for you. So unlike any other business opportunities who may end up giving you software that you might have to load on a computer system or maybe even load it on a doctor's computer system, that technology is really almost archaic at this point. All doctors that I know are using some type of cloud-based system. So that gives you a complete advantage. And so if the doctor's going, they go, yeah, Brian, you're right. Let's go with your system. I think it's very much viable for us to switch over. You can make it easy. Yep, I can make it easy. That's what we do here at American Business System. And so we're going to come alongside you. We're not going to just train you how to do a demonstration of the software. We're going to be sitting there on a Zoom meeting, just like what we're doing right now, with your provider on there, your potential provider on there, that you're going to do the billing for, and we will walk you through the whole process, and we'll answer all the questions that doctor has. Even if even if you just came out of training, we're going to help you with that. Same thing with the electronic medical billing platform. Ours is called EMRX, and again, it's fully web-based. It gives the doctors many services that they would want to use, especially when you get into the electronic medical side. There, you want to make sure that doctor has a patient portal platform. It gives the opportunities for the patients to make their own appointments through the portal. They can get their medical records through the portal. That's all built inside of EMRX. And again, when the doctors want to see that, we'll demonstrate it for you. So it is in our advantage to help you get a client. And I'll share one of the reasons why. Because remember, as a business opportunity, unlike a franchise, you're not paying us any franchise fees. You're not paying us any royalty fees. So the questions come up, well, how does ABS keep making money? I'm going to share that with you in just a moment, because this is the partnership that we have with you. So it really gives us an advantage of helping each one of our business owners to get a client. We don't want you, obviously, part of it, we don't want you losing what you might think is your investment, but we also want to keep partnering with you because it helps ABS on the back end. And I'll explain that as I kind of start wrapping up here. But outside of just the flyers that I mentioned, we actually have cards that can be automatically sent on your behalf. It's called what we call it a drip marketing campaign. And again, everything is branded a certain way. We've got the right copy that goes on these marketing pieces so that your message is very, very clear. These are proven messages that help the doctors. One of the first clients that I ever got as a medical billing company, I got through doing the drip marketing campaigns with these cards. And again, these aren't e-cards that are going to go into some spam folder in an email. These are cards that are actually mailed to the doctor. You can actually sign it yourself, and it gets over there, and it keeps you top of mind of helping you get that first. Sometimes it might even help you get that first appointment, but sometimes it might actually get you the client itself. The other part of it is that you're getting from us is a genuine website that, again, has everything connected. So you can see everything that we have, from the flyers to the cards to the website, is all branded a certain way. And you can see up there in that little left-hand corner up over there, there's a little heart that's kind of has a little heartbeat in it. And it says ABC Solutions. Now, obviously, that's not ABS. That would be your company name with your logo that gets put up there on that part of the website. You can choose and kind of map around these and make some of these templates that we have somewhat customized. You can choose. If you don't like the doctor holding the stethoscope, there's actually other graphics that you can use with this same template of what you get, but the content stays and remains the same. So there's one of the great reasons why, again, that you're going to want to join and be here with ABS, because this is all included in your investment. There's not going to be an additional charge for us to help you get that set up. And then one of the great parts of it is our ABS licensee support site. It's ABS LSS. We could call it a licensee support site. So all the documentation that you're going to need with your all of your contracts, your agreements that you're going to need, ways to reorder if you need more of a certain flyer, or you want to order the cards that go along with the drip marketing campaign. All of that's there. But let's say that you get through all of your training, you go, gosh, I really want to kind of go rehearse a little bit more about maybe one of the coding services. So it's called CodeWrite or Audit Guard. And you want to go back through that training, and you know that you've already gone through the live training, but you need a refresher course. Well, all of those trainings have all been recorded. They're all there. They're a step-by-step. There's a PowerPoint presentation through that. You can download that. You can kind of go all through that. That's all on our licensee support site. Plus, the other great thing about the licensee support site, you can see up there's the phone number, 866-565-8413. You'd hit 2 to get to support. Now, if you call that, they're going to ask you, are you an ABS licensee? You'd have to say no, because you're not one yet, but that would get you to support. But the other great thing, you can see it just a little bit up there at the top. It says news. If I were to click this in real time, it's actually going to show me what's going on with current ABS licensees or current ABS business owners, because we sometimes 2 or 3 times a month have special webinars just for our business owners. It could be one of our new services. It could be a refresher course. It could be a roundtable. There could so many different types of things that we do here to support our business owners here, whether they've been here with us a long time or they're brand new. We're always here to kind of coach you through that. Now, one of the other support mechanisms that you have is what I think is one of the most best ways in helping you get a doctor. And I'm going to kind of start wrapping it up with this because I've just recently helped a new business owner here at ABS get their first doctor and utilizing the books that I'm sharing with you. This first one is a co-authored book between Adam and Dr. Vicki Rachner, 9 Ways Doctors Let Money Slip Through Their Fingers. Now, what doctor wouldn't want to know a little bit about that? They probably already know what's making them lose their money. But you can see up there in the little right-hand corner, there's a big yellow little sticker right there, and it says compliments of, and again, it would be your name, your business your business name there, compliments of you. And you can pass this out. You can pass it out at a luncheon, at a if you go to a like a Chamber of Commerce luncheon or a BNI luncheon. You're going to have copies of these books to be able to give out. But the best book that I think is the best all around is The New Thriving Medical Practice. Like I said recently, one of our brand new ABS business owners here actually gave this out to a doctor here about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And the wife of the doctor thought the doctor actually purchased the book for her to read because she was actually doing the billing. It wasn't. It was from the ABS business owner. And one of the clever things about this book, we will print your contact information on here. And you see where it says the forward right there, where it says forward. Let's see if I can make this thing jiggle here. I think there we go. You can see that is where it says forward, Susan Smith, CMRM. Well, that's you. That's your contact information. And it is as though that you've written the forward. Now, we've got a template forward already. But again, we can change it up, have you write it however you'd like to have that done. Finally, let me show you one other little secret that we're going to teach you how to do when you're going through the training class. You're going to actually have a copy of The New Thriving Medical Practice. It may not have your name on it at the beginning, but you're going to have a copy of it because we got to order those with your contact information all on it. So when you've got your logo and you've got all of your business contact, your mailing address, your email address, your website, your phone number, all of that will go into the book. And you just order it through the licensee support site. And then we're going to ship you your set of copies there to get started with. But during training, you're going to have your own copy to do what you see here. You see those little yellow tabs there? We're going to show you how to go to certain parts of the book and then highlight those parts of the book, as you can kind of see here. What that's going to do when you're leaving it with the doctor, or if you get it mailed to the doctor a certain way, we're going to show you how to get it mailed to where it definitely is going to get opened up by the doctor. You're going to have these shortcuts for the doctors to get through it pretty quickly. And I'm going to tell you, even during the times of COVID, all of our business owners here were actually getting some brand new clients just by doing that. You're going to get the live one-on-one training. You get a lifetime of support. And this is where people say, well, Eric, how does ABS do all that? Well, I'm going to go back up over here to all of these different services that we have here. Everything from iClaim to EMRX, Quick Collect, Audit Guard, CodeWrite. These are all business partner relationships that we've been able to build with over a 30-year period. And these folks are supplying the services when it's needed. So whenever you're utilizing one of these services and you're charging the doctor for those services, these charges are no different than when you go to the doctor and the doctor charges you for an injection or for a 15-20 minute visit. All of these are expected normal charges that a medical billing company would charge. Because obviously, if the doctor says, "Hey, Eric, can you have your coder review some of my charts?" Absolutely. But the doctor knows that I'm going to charge them for that extra service. So that's where Audit Guard might come into play, or code might come into that play. So whenever that particular service is utilized and you're charging the doctor, you're making money off of it directly because you're charging the doctor. You're paying for the service for that CodeWrite. But on the back end, ABS is making a little bit of pennies on every transaction that goes through there. So this is how ABS doesn't have to charge you any franchise fees or royalty fees. This is where our partnership really, really comes together. So again, why do you want to partner with ABS? Because we have a vested interest in you getting your client, whether it's your first client or your 20th client. we really do want to partner with you and help you actually get and build your business. Now, as I kind of wrap it up here, I've kind of gone over a little bit of 30 minutes here, but that's okay. I want to kind of share with you, whether you're watching me live or you're watching me on a recorded part of this, I want to end it here at the bottom of the hour here about our 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, this is for every business owner that comes with us. You've got an entire 30 days to decide whether this business is still right for you, which includes all of your training, all of the marketing material that you're getting. You're going to be able to have everything in your possession, everything that we have. You're going to have it for that 30 days, including, again, your live one-on-one with your trainer here at American Business Systems. And let's say that you get through that 10th module of the training, and you've done that within 2 weeks. And you just said, Eric, Adam, whoever your business coach here is, you just say, you know what, you got a great product. Your instructor was awesome. Everything that you've sent me is just top notch, but it's just not for me. No questions asked. We've got that kind of a escape pod, if you want to call it, to kind of give you that opportunity. How many of those have we done? We've done a handful, but since we've gone through because we used to only have a 5-day money back guarantee. Once we had training we were doing it live, but doing it now the way that we're doing it now with a 30-day money back guarantee, I don't even know if we've ever had anybody ask for their money back, because again, you've been doing your due diligence on the front end, and you're going through the training. It's almost as though you're continuing your due diligence on that. And you always know that you could exercise this 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are your next steps? Let me share with you what your next steps is. Outside of that 5 successes document that you can get, there's another document that you need to get from your business coach. It's the research guide. It's about 60 to 65 pages long. Go back and get back with your business coaches that invited you to the webinar today and get a copy of that. You're going to want to have that. The other thing that you're going to want to see there is the YouTube channel. Go to our YouTube channel, YABS. Our YouTube channel is packed, literally packed full of YouTube's of recorded webinars that we've done in the past. The other thing that you're going to want to do is get a list of the ABS references. You're going to want to talk to people. And so what I want you to do is, once you get through with the webinar today, get back with your coach here and say, Eric says, I need to talk with some folks. This is what you're going to want to do. You want to go through that and get that done. Finally, you're going to want to do your own live webinar. You can see up there at the top right-hand corner, ask for a live demonstration. We'll actually get online with you right now before you even make that investment with us. We will coach you along. We'll show you the iClaim. We'll show you the EMRX platform. This is what we'll do and to help you kind of see what the doctors will see after you've made your purchase with us here at ABS. Get your purchase agreement done. It's about 4 or 5 pages long. Again, I would take a look at that first page there and say, where is that refund policy? It's right on that front page. That's what you're going to want to get. And then lastly, get your funding and training started. You can get that started as early as next week. That is a one-on-one training with a live instructor. And instead of like it is right now, where you kind of go just listening to me and you're typing in your questions, this is going to be more one-on-one with you with a live trainer here. So for those that got to sign off right now, I understand you might need to sign off. Give us a call here at 866-565-8413. info@absystems.com is our email address. What I'm going to do right now is, again, kind of go back up over here and put this up here and talk about why choose ABS, because there's some of you that might like to stick on for a little bit longer and ask some questions here. So for those that want to stick on, stay with me. But if you're watching via the YouTube channel, I'm glad that you got to spend some time with us this afternoon or the evening, and whenever you might be watching us. Call us again here at 866-565-8413, and we'll help you out.